Hosted by you/Thrower12010. My wife, 34F, and I, 35M, have been together for about 10 years, married for 6. We don't have kids yet, but we were planning to start trying pretty much now. We are both very active, going to the gym, eating healthy, and both in relatively great shape. My wife is gorgeous, with a phenomenal body, but I would probably consider myself maybe a 5 or 6 out of 10 on the attractiveness scale. I realize that. But we have always had a really strong relationship. We started as great friends, realized we were just right for each other, and that developed into true romantic love and devotion. The sex was always fantastic. There were never any issues there with quality or frequency. I was washing my wife's car, as I often do. While cleaning the interior, I found an open, empty condom wrapper under her passenger seat. We don't use condoms since she has always been on birth control. I am driving myself insane with all the stories and scenarios running through my mind. She spends a lot of time at the gym working with weights and doing her cardio, like 3 hours, 4 days a week, so there are frequent times when we are apart. She has never given me a reason to suspect she's been unfaithful. I know I have to confront her, but I'm scared to death of what might be the truth. She is my world, and I can't imagine starting a family with anyone else. I'm afraid I'm going to break. Edit. Wow, you all are amazing. I am so touched by the DMs and heartfelt responses. I had no idea I would get so many responses so quickly. I wanted to add some details to save me from having to reply to all the common comments. My wife has never given me a reason to think she has cheated before this. She has always been loving and affectionate, and we were looking forward to starting a family very soon. Some have speculated that having kids on the horizon may have led her to one last fling? I don't know. Possibly. We are an open book to each other, with our finances pretty much entirely tied up as one. She comes from a pretty upper middle class background. Her parents are very comfortable. I come from a home where my parents were fighting their own demons, so I didn't get a lot of attention growing up. Not a criticism, just that it was easy to get lost in the shuffle of my parents' problems. We are cordial but not super close. I am way closer to her family, and I love her mom, dad, and younger sister. Financially, we are fine. Together we make about $150K per year. She makes $60K as a law firm assistant, and I make $90K as an auto technician. We own a house together, which we were able to purchase with a down payment from her family. If worst comes to worst, I have no interest in fighting for that money. It is theirs, and they can have it back if we end up selling the house. Some have commented about the amount of time she spends at the gym. We go to separate gyms. She gets off work at 4, goes straight to the gym, does a class, then works out with weights and cardio on the treadmill. I was never suspicious of the time she spends there. By the time she gets home, I am already there, and she jumps directly in the shower. Then we make dinner together and hang out. As far as a lawyer or an investigator, there's no way I could do that in secret with the way we manage our finances, so that's out for now. I'll try to figure out what I should do and let you all know. Update 1 day later. I took a lot of your advice and decided to just confront her. Sorry for the length, but it was a lot. My wife came home from the gym around 6:45, like always. I was sitting at the kitchen table alone. She came over, said hi, kissed me on the lips, and went off to take a shower, pretty much like usual. I'm not gonna lie, when she came over to kiss me, I took a deep breath, trying to detect any man scents, cologne, soap, deodorant, sweat, anything. I got nothing. As she showered, I sat by myself, a ball of anxiety, and damn near chickened out. She got out of the shower and came into the kitchen with wet hair, sweats, and a t-shirt, looking beautiful as always. She sat down like we always do and expected to chat about our day. She could see right away that something was wrong. She asked what was up. I was shaking and so nervous, like you wouldn't believe. I asked if she had lent her car to anyone recently. She said no. I asked if she had any passengers in her car in the last few weeks. She thought for a second and said no. I asked if anyone besides me or her had been in her car in the last few weeks. She said, no. What the hell is going on? I asked to see her phone. She looked at me weird, said, okay, and just slid the phone across the table to me without hesitation, saying, what the hell is going on? I didn't touch her phone. Instead, I took the condom wrapper out of my pocket and set it on the table. She looked at it but had no real visible reaction. I didn't say a word. After a few seconds, she said, what the hell is that? I said, it's a condom wrapper. She said, it's obviously a condom wrapper. What the hell is a condom wrapper doing on our kitchen table? She was starting to get annoyed. Either she's a really good actor, or she sincerely had no idea what was happening. I told her I found it under her car seat while I was cleaning her car. She honestly looked dumbfounded. She said she had no idea how it got there. She really seemed sincere and was starting to get concerned. She asked if I thought it was hers. I said, I'm not sure. Is it? She said, you have got to be kidding me. You seriously think I'm messing around on you? Are you crazy? What the hell is wrong with you? She took her phone and waved it at me, saying, here. Please, look at my phone. Call my sister, who she shares everything with, call any of my friends. I'm not sure what you want me to say. We sat in silence, very uncomfortably, for a minute or two. I didn't take my eyes off her, looking for any sign, like a tear. I said, what would you think if the roles were reversed? She admitted she would probably be suspicious but would give me the benefit of the doubt. She literally went through every day of the past couple of weeks, where she went, who she was with, what she was doing, trying to come up with any explanation. She finally remembered an after-work event they had for a friend, a baby shower at a restaurant. One of the girls in her office was invited but couldn't go, so she asked my wife to take her gifts to the party. My wife agreed. They walked down to my wife's car to put the gifts in, and my wife's stuff was in the front passenger seat. The car she drives, Infiniti Q60, has a tiny back seat, and access to it is ridiculously difficult. As her friend was putting the gifts in, she spilled her purse all over the floor behind the passenger seat. That was the only possibility she could think of. As I sat there, she insisted we call that friend immediately, and she did just that. She put her friend on speakerphone and asked if she remembered spilling her purse. Her friend said yes. She asked if she was sure she picked up everything off the floor. Her friend answered, "I think so." "Why?" My wife then seriously asked, "Do you and BF's name use condoms?" Her friend chuckled and said, "Yes." My wife asked what brand, and she answered, "Trojans." "Same size too." My wife looked straight into my eyes and asked, "When you dumped your purse in my car, is there a chance there were condoms in it?" Her friend said, "Yes, it's not unusual for me to have condoms in my purse." "Why?" My wife told her friend about the wrapper. Her friend said she doesn't know why she would have an empty wrapper in her purse, but it's certainly possible. She hung up the phone, looked at me, and asked if I would like to go through her phone. I said no, and she asked, "Mystery solved?" I literally started crying. I was crying because I was so relieved. I was crying because I am married to the most awesome woman in the world who loves me more than anything. And I was crying because I was racked with guilt that I thought she could be cheating. I felt miserable for how I must have made her feel. My incredible wife took it so well. She hit me with her dish towel and said, "Jesus Christ. I cannot believe you could think I would cheat on you." But she admitted again she might have felt the same way in my shoes. She even laughed a little and said it was kind of cute that I was so jealous and nervous about asking her about it. We decided to have our glass of wine and go out for dinner. At dinner, we talked about how excited we were to start trying for a baby. I am 1,000,000% sure she is telling the truth. I know her. I know her like nobody else. I know her body language. I know her voice and how it sounds when she is stressed or hiding something. There was none of that. I hope none of you have to go through this, but thanks for all the well wishes. I'll probably let my wife read this thread at some point, but not while it's still so fresh. Plus, she'll probably rib me for going to Reddit for advice. She's not necessarily a fan. Ha. So all is good. Really, really good. Have a great life, everyone.